Lyra's heart raced as she tiptoed through the dimly lit library of her esteemed mentor, Galen. Shadows danced along the rows of ancient tomes and mystical artifacts, creating an air of otherworldly ambience. Tonight, her curiosity had gotten the better of her, driven by whispered tales of forgotten realms and timeless wonders. She traced her fingers along the spines of dusty books until they halted on a peculiar tome, a strange sigil glistening under the moonlight. Her breath caught as she opened the book, revealing the hidden map sprawled across pages that felt ethereal to the touch. "What have you found, Lyra?" A deep, calm voice resonated from the shadows, causing her to flinch. Galen stepped into view, his eyes filled with wisdom and a touch of amusement. "It looks like destiny has chosen you for a special task," he continued, his voice carrying the weight of unspoken secrets. Lyra glanced down at the map, a myriad of vibrant realms depicted in intricate detail. "The Enchanted Halls," she whispered, awe mingling with apprehension. "It's no ordinary place," Galen said, a somber note entering his tone. "It holds the threads of magic that bind our world together. If they fall into the wrong hands—" His voice trailed off, leaving the gravity of the situation to fill the silence. "And what must I do?" Lyra asked, determination sparking in her eyes as her fingers tightened around the book. "Retrieve an artifact that keeps the balance. But tread carefully, my apprentice. The realms of the Enchanted Halls are both wondrous and treacherous." With these words, a sense of urgency washed over Lyra. She knew her journey would be perilous, filled with trials and the unknown. Yet, as she looked at the map again, she felt a flicker of something deep within her, a latent power waiting to be awakened. Her fingers brushed over the sigil once more, the beginning of an extraordinary adventure now set into motion. The village of Thalorin lay beneath a shroud of mist as dawn approached, the sky painted with the muted hues of morning light. Lyra stood at the edge of the village, where the forest loomed, its ancient trees like silent sentinels guarding secrets of old. She took a deep breath, securing her track and casting one last glance at the map, now tucked safely in a leather pouch at her side. "Are you certain you're ready for this, Lyra?" Galen's voice was soft, yet his gaze bore a depth of concern not lost on her. "I must be," she replied, a blend of nerves and resolve strengthening her tone. "The balance of our world depends on it." Galen nodded, a proud, albeit weary smile touching his lips. "The path will challenge you, but remember the strength you hold. It will guide you when you need it most." With a final nod, Lyra stepped into the forest, each step echoing the start of her arduous journey. The path was winding and overgrown, whispers of foreign magic brushing against her senses, a reminder that the ordinary rules of the world did not apply here. Hours passed as she navigated through dense foliage and crossed babbling brooks that seemed to sing songs of forgotten times. Yet despite the beauty, an undercurrent of anticipation and unease shadowed each step. Suddenly, the forest opened into a clearing, where the air shimmered with ethereal light. In its center stood a lone, ethereal creature, a unicorn of breathtaking elegance and strength. Its mane flowed as if carried by an unseen breeze, eyes deep pools of wisdom. "Welcome, traveler," it spoke, its voice resonating with the harmony of the realm. Lyra bowed slightly, awe-struck and aware that such an encounter was not mere coincidence, but a test of her intent. "I seek the Enchanted Halls," she explained, her voice steady despite her racing heart. The unicorn nodded, acknowledging her purpose. "The halls are hidden from those who seek blindly. Only the pure of heart, led by their true calling, may tread upon its paths." Lyra swallowed, determination flaring anew. "I will not falter," she replied, her resolve a palpable force. "Then go forth with my blessing, and may the magic of the realms guide your way," said the unicorn, stepping aside and revealing a shimmering path that lay hidden beyond. With gratitude and hope, Lyra resumed her journey, the light of destiny now her guiding star in the tapestry of magic that awaited beyond the veil. The shimmering path felt like stepping onto moonbeams, each step resonating with a subtle hum that vibrated through Lyra's very soul. As she moved forward, the forest around her transformed, reality shifting into a dreamscape where logic danced with whimsy. Trees with glass-like leaves whispered ancient secrets, and the air was thick with the sweet scent of magic. Here, time seemed to flow in unison with the rhythm of her heart, a gentle reminder of the realm's ethereal nature. Not long into her journey, Lyra encountered the first of many challenges, a riddle woven into the very tapestry of the path she walked. The ground beneath her feet shifted, morphing into intricate patterns that pulsed with an inner light. A voice echoed through the clearing, both melodic and haunting. "To the place where forgotten dreams reside. Tell me, dear traveler, what do you hide?" The question lingered in the air, heavy with expectation. "What do I hide?" Lyra pondered, her mind racing. She thought of her life in Thaloran, the apprenticeships, the dreams shared with friends, and above all, the untapped strength she felt course through her when the world seemed bleakest. "I hide nothing, for I seek truth, not only of the world but of myself," she spoke with clarity, embracing her vulnerability as her strength. As her words settled, the shimmering patterns subsided, and the path solidified once again, allowing her passage. "Well answered," the voice intoned softly, fading like a breeze across a silent lake. With renewed vigor, Lyra pressed onward, the path unfolding with mysteries and encounters that both tested and inspired. Each step revealed more of the realm's splendor and peril, enchanted creatures that guarded hidden knowledge and illusions designed to lead the unwary astray. Yet through it all, Lyra felt a thread of destiny weaving her closer to the heart of the Enchanted Halls. Along the way, she met others, a fellow seeker drawn by dreams and echoes of a forgotten past. Marius, a rugged warrior with eyes shadowed by unspoken loss, and Alara, a gifted healer whose laughter rang like bells through the mist. Together they shared tales of forgotten lands and forged bonds of friendship, discovering strength in unity. As the sun dipped below a horizon that seemed ever shifting, the companionship they found became a beacon against the encroaching darkness, a reminder that even in the most mysterious realms, they were not alone. And so the journey continued, with Lyra leading her newfound allies toward a destiny that awaited them among the Enchanted Hall's magical embrace. The trio traveled deeper into the dreamscape, each step imbued with a sense of purpose and shared determination. The landscape shifted from the verdant allure of forests to the mystical aura of starry fields. Here stars seemed to have fallen to the earth, casting a serene glow upon the path that wound through the cosmos brought to life, and the air was rich with possibilities. The nights hummed with life, echoes of the universe, whispering secrets to those willing to listen. As they trod onwards, a challenge of a different kind presented itself, a guardian of the realm, an ethereal being shaped from the stardust that danced in the sky. Its presence loomed grand and ancient, eyes like twin moons watching over Lyra and her companions. "I am Zephyr, keeper of the Midnight Veil," it announced, its voice a sonorous symphony resonating with celestial authority. Lyra stepped forward, her courage unwavering despite the awe-inspiring sight before her. "We seek passage to the Enchanted Halls," she declared, her voice clear and strong. Zephyr regarded them with unreadable emotion. "To reach the halls, one must face the veils within, the forgotten memories and unspoken truths," it intoned, weaving its words into the fabric of the night. A veil unfurled before them, a shimmering cascade obscuring what lay beyond. "Step forward if you dare, and confront what you hide from yourselves," challenged Zephyr. Marius, stalwart and brave, took the first step. His form was swallowed by the veil, leaving Alara and Lyra to watch, hearts echoing their concern. Moments stretched like eternity, but when Marius emerged, his eyes glinted with the reflection of memories reclaimed and burdens released. Next, it was Alara's turn. Her gentle demeanor hid layered anxieties. The veil embraced her in soundless remembrance. Upon her return, a serene grace enveloped her, a healer who had mended not only others, but now herself. Finally, Lyra stepped forward, the veil wrapping around her like a silken cocoon. Within, fragments of her past danced, moments of doubt and uncertainty, words unspoken, dreams yet to be realized. But through the shifting visions, a light flickered, her inner fire, a spark that had guided her thus far. Emerging from the veil, Lyra felt lighter, her purpose clearer than ever. Zephyr nodded in approval. "You are worthy to proceed. Remember, the halls await those with unyielding hearts and unwavering spirits." With Zephyr's blessing they continued, stronger for the trials faced and the truths embraced. The stars burned brighter overhead as their steps brought them closer to the heart of the Enchanted Halls, their quest inching toward the promise of destiny and discovery. The landscape morphed once more as Lyra, Marius, and Alara ventured onward, a kaleidoscope of bewildering wonders guiding their path. They found themselves in a realm where time unraveled, tangled echoes of the past and glimpses of future weaving into their surroundings like an intricate tapestry. Every step they took seemed to echo an eternity, footsteps resonating through aeons both seen and unseen. Lyra's heart thudded in rhythm with time's dance, each beat anchoring her resolve. "We're closer than ever," she murmured, her fingers instinctively brushing the leather pouch securely tied to her side. "The artifact, it feels within reach. Do you think we'll be able to recognize it when we see it?" Alara asked, her gaze far away, as if caught between worlds. "I believe the key lies in trust," Marius interjected, his voice steady as he scanned their surroundings with vigilant eyes. "Trust in ourselves, in each other, and in the journey that's brought us here." As if in response to his words, the air around them shimmered with a quiet magic, unveiling the entrance to an ancient archway that beckoned them onward. Vines of silver and gold wrapped around its structure, and the carvings etched therein whispered stories of old. "Be cautious," Lyra warned, though her own voice was tinged with anticipation. "We must remain united." The archway led into a grand chamber, the walls alive with flickering images, remnants of memories and moments trapped in the essence of time. Endless hallways spiraled into the distance, presenting an intricate labyrinth bound by the ghosts of time. Suddenly, a soft, luminescent glow caught Lyra's eye. It pulsed with a gentle yet compelling rhythm, drawing her toward its source. Her heart knew the truth before her mind comprehended, the artifact. It lay upon a pedestal of ornate ivory, seeming both tangible and ephemeral, wrapped in an aura of serene majesty. "Remember," Alara mused softly, "not all that glimmers is gold." Lyra nodded, remembering the lessons Galen had shared. With measured steps, she approached the pedestal, conscious of Marius and Alara watching her back, their unity a fortress against the unknown. The closer she came, the more she felt the artifact's energy intertwine with her own, a sense of belonging unfurling within her chest. And in that heartbeat of an instant, she understood. Only once she held her hand out did she realize the trials had prepared her for this moment. That she was now not only the seeker of destiny, but also a bearer of its light. The artifact came alive in her grasp, a symbiotic connection sealing the promise of balance and purpose. Yet the quest was far from over. However, as destiny lurked beneath the surface, powerful forces sought to intercept. A shadow stirred within the halls, its presence an ominous silence that foreshadowed the trials yet to come, and in its chilling wake, only the courage and resolve to face what lay ahead would define the path of heroes. Having secured the artifact, a mystical orb that seemed to pulse with life, Lyra felt the map within her leather pouch hum in tandem with it, a gentle vibration signaling that their fates were aligned. Despite the sense of achievement, a prickle of unease lingered in the air, a reminder that their journey was fraught with peril from forces yet unseen. As they emerged from the labyrinth, a sudden chill swept through the hallways, extinguishing the warm glow of the chamber's luminescence. An otherworldly silence pressed in around them, and the shadow they had sensed seemed to materialize into a tangible presence. Before them stood a figure cloaked in dark robes, eyes gleaming with malevolent intent, an entity of the realms intent on claiming the artifact for darker purposes. "The orb belongs with me," the figure rasped, its voice a grating whisper like metal scraping against stone. "You are but mere mortals. Step aside and let your fate be sealed." Marius stepped forward, sword gleaming in defiance of the dark. "You'll find us made of sterner stuff," he challenged, his stance protective and firm. Beside him, Alara's hands danced with threads of healing light, ready to ward off any threat. "Your shadow cannot dim our resolve," she declared, her voice unwavering. Lyra clutched the orb tighter, its glow seeping into her fingers as if lending strength to her spirit. "We seek balance, not power," she asserted, stepping as close to the figure as courage allowed. "I will not let darkness consume our world." The air crackled with tension, magic swirling as the entity weighed their resolve. It gestured sharply, and shadows sprang forth to ensnare them, an assault on their light and unity. Yet determination blazed in Lyra's heart, an inferno of resilience ignited by every challenge faced. "Together," she called out to her companions, feeling the bond of friendship and trust encircle them like armor. Marius and Alara's combined power surged forth, bolstered by their unity. A radiant barrier formed around them, dispersing the entity's malevolent shadows. "You cannot withstand the strength of our bonds," Alara proclaimed, magic reinforcing her every word. "Nor the light of a new dawn," Marius added, determination etched into every line of his face. Enraged, the figure recoiled only to be met by the united front of their combined will. Realizing its power was no match for their collective strength, born of truth, unity, and the artifact's guiding light, it gave a parting wail of frustration and vanished, retreating into the depths from whence it came. Silence followed, the realm slowly regaining its serene poise, the malevolence banished, if only for the time being. Lyra, Marius, and Alara stood resolute at the threshold of this victory, acutely aware that their journey was far from over. For the Enchanted Halls held more than just their past and present. It cradled the pull of destiny as it unraveled the strands of fate, and they were determined to see it through, together. With the shadows momentarily vanquished, Lyra and her companions found themselves standing at the brink of a new threshold, the heart of the Enchanted Halls beating in rhythm with their newfound sense of purpose. The realm's pulse mirrored the thrum of the orb cradled in Lyra's hands, each flicker of light and shadow recounting tales of ancient legacies and promises not yet realized. As they ventured deeper, the landscape unfolded like a living dreamscape. Here, ethereal bridges of light wound through vast cosmic vistas, leading to sanctuaries teeming with arcane secrets. Ethereal creatures akin to those only spoken of in hushed legends, watched with curious eyes, their presence a gentle reminder of the world's boundless mysteries. "We've awakened something within these halls," Lyra mused, her voice echoing the awe around them. "But I feel like this is just the beginning." Marius nodded, his gaze scanning the celestial landscape with a protector's vigilance. "We must be vigilant. Not all will be as welcoming as those who have shared our path thus far." Alara's laughter rang like a chime, lightening their hearts amidst the weight of their duty. "Yet it's a wonder, isn't it? To walk among legends and craft a story of our own," she said, her eyes alight with the beauty of the realm around them. Their journey soon led them to a grand chamber swathed in cosmic light, where the air thrummed with energy both tranquil and fierce. In its center stood a fountain of liquid starlight, its luminescent waters symbiotic with the orb in Lyra's grasp. As she approached, the orb pulsed like a heartbeat in harmony with the water's dance, instinct guiding her into the light as she let the orb hover above the fountain. Swirls of light embraced the artifact, their currents whispering secrets of ancients past. The halls recognized their keeper, a gentle voice resonated, the fountain's guardian emerging, a figure woven from galaxies, whose presence was a serene yet commanding force. "You have traveled far and faced many a foe, yet your greatest trial lies not in conquest but in balance." "I seek not power for myself," Lyra replied, the sincerity of resolve undisguised. "Only to ensure the magic remains in balance, to keep peace where discord would otherwise prevail." The guardian nodded, its starlit eyes seeing through the veils of history and destiny alike. "Your heart knows what words cannot convey. Embrace the unity and strength you have found, and the halls will forever hold you in their embrace." With these words, the fountain's light enveloped the orb, its glow weaving a tapestry of harmony that resonated throughout the chamber and beyond. A feeling of peace washed over them, a promise that their journey's burden was lightened as they became collectively one with the Enchanted Halls. Yet a subtle undercurrent persisted, a murmur of impending trials, a hint that the echoes of darkness were not yet silenced. Their task was far from complete. The balance of the magical world stood upon a precipice, whispering tales of fate and courage yet to unfold. As the luminescent glow of the fountain faded into a soft shimmer, Lyra, Marius, and Alara felt the weight of their journey lift ever so slightly. The orb, now enshrined within the starlit embrace, had become a beacon, a symbol of balance and unity forged through trials and discovery. But before they could fully bask in their triumph, the peace of the halls was disrupted by an unforeseen tremor. The ground beneath them shuddered, as if the world itself groaned under a monumental burden. From the shadows cast by the flickering starlight emerged a new, more sinister force. It was not the malevolent darkness they had encountered before, but a spectral legion led by an enigmatic figure clad in obsidian armor that seemed to absorb the very light around it. "I am Archon, Herald of the Void," the figure declared, its voice resonant with power and authority, reverberating through the very marrow of the halls. "The balance you seek to preserve stifles growth and evolution. I offer a new order, a realm unbounded by the constraints of your idyllic harmony." Lyra stepped forward, unwavering in her resolve even as fear coiled in her chest. "We seek a world where all may grow, Archon, not one where power dictates fate," she responded, steel in her tone. "Your words betray your ignorance of true strength," Archon retorted, his presence a shadow that threatened to suffocate. As he spoke, the spectral legion advanced, their movements a silent symphony of malice. "We won't let you claim this place," Marius declared, rallying himself with a warrior's fortitude. Beside him, Alara's magic shimmered like a shield, her resolve amplifying the strength of their united front. "We stand not alone," she said firmly, her voice echoing the power her healing magic unleashed. The clash was inevitable. A tide of shadows bore down upon them, and the realm itself seemed to cry out as light clashed with darkness. Lyra's heart pounded in her ears, but within the chaos, a calm certainty took hold, an understanding that the halls resonated with their spirit. The battle raged in a spectacle of colors and power, Lyra and her companions standing fast against the onslaught. The orb's calming influence infused them, binding them in harmony with the halls. "Feel the rhythm, let it guide you," Lyra murmured, sensing the old magic residing in every breath and movement. She felt a warmth spread through her fingertips before the golden light burst forth, intertwined with the magic of the realms. As the ferocity of their unity struck, the phantom army faltered, and Archon's smug composure slipped momentarily. The bond they shared shimmered with renewed brilliance, working in tandem with the enchantment of the halls, their combined force pushing back the darkness. Even then, Lyra realized that the fight was far from over. Archon was no mere adversary. His ambition was rooted deep, his reach touching realms unseen. But Lyra, Marius, and Alara held the light of hope within them, an indomitable force Archon had yet to understand. As echoes of the clash faded, a lull settled over the chamber, the stillness punctuated by the spectral wave retreating. Their hope endured, a flame undaunted by the shadows looming over the path ahead. The echoes of battle lingered in the chamber, like a history remembered, the clash between light and dark, drawing closer to resolution. Though the spectral army had been repelled, Archon's shadow still loomed ominously over the halls, a constant reminder of the trials yet unfinished. Lyra, Marius, and Alara gathered their strength, the shimmer of their bond growing ever more vibrant. The realization unfurled within them. The journey had transformed them. It had balanced logic with intuition, courage with compassion, a harmony that resonated not only with the halls but with each other. Archon retreated into the depth of shadows, a surging tide of intent behind calculating eyes that searched for weakness. "This isn't over, travelers," he warned, his voice a harbinger of challenges yet untold. "I admire your resolve, but my vision for the realms will not be denied." "We don't seek to deny your vision, Archon," Lyra countered, her voice serene but firm. "Rather, we seek to illuminate it, to move forward together." Marius nodded, reflecting the silent strength of his conviction without fear. "We've come too far to falter now," he declared. "Together we'll see this through to the end." Their words were met with a thoughtful gaze from Archon, a strange emotion flickering across his expression, a recognition of honest intent amidst the chaos of ideologies. "Words hold power, but actions forge destiny," Archon intoned. "Should you prove able, only then will you learn the weight of true legacy." With those somber words, Archon vanished, the air rippling where he once stood. The oppressive silence left in his wake settled around them, and within it, the threads of hope wove stronger than before. "We've come so far, yet it feels like the world rests upon the head of a pin," Alara remarked, her voice edged with both apprehension and anticipation. Lyra nodded in agreement, her brow furrowed in contemplation. "Our trials aren't over. If anything, they're just beginning." The true nature of the Enchanted Halls was beginning to take shape, its corridors now alive with potential futures awaiting their hand. The companions knew that the culmination of their journey lay just beyond their grasp, each step inching them toward the pivotal choice that would shape the future of magic itself. As they pressed onward, the realm felt charged with expectation, the very air alive with whispers of guidance and encouragement from the long-forgotten guardians. The heart of the halls pulsed like a living entity, urging them forward into the unknown. They entered the final corridor, a passage of deep, resonant power that threatened to overwhelm the senses. It was here they would face their greatest trials and discover the true weight of the responsibilities they had shouldered. As the threshold to destiny awaited, they braced themselves for the resolution to their saga, the Enchanted Halls themselves honoring their growth with each step they took, hand in hand towards the precipice of balance and beyond. As the trio crossed the threshold of the final corridor, a profound stillness enveloped them. Time seemed to halt, the very essence of the Enchanted Halls holding its breath in anticipation of the climax their journey was building toward. The path unfurled into a vast chamber, its celestial beauty unmatched, the heart of the halls, where destiny awaited to be unveiled. Lights danced with a rhythm all their own, casting kaleidoscopic patterns across their faces, ethereal music accompanying their every step. In the center of the grand chamber, the essence of magic itself swirled in a mesmerizing vortex, a tangible representation of the balance they had fought so hard to protect. But standing opposite them, on the far edge of the swirling magic, was Archon. His eyes bore the weight of eons, his expression unreadable yet charged with purpose. It was here that the destinies of heroes and challengers would converge, a juncture where choice, legacy, and power intertwined. "Have you come to witness the new world I envision?" Archon's voice resonated, his tone tempered by the battles fought within and without. "Or to uphold the fragile balance you so fervently defend?" Lyra took a deep breath, the shared strength of her companions infusing her with courage. "We've come to show you that balance doesn't have to mean sacrifice," she replied, her voice echoing with the truth they had discovered. "But rather, it should embrace potential, united through diversity and vision." Marius stepped forward, adding his conviction to hers. "We've seen what can be achieved when strength is born from unity, not domination," he declared, his voice steady. "Both light and shadow have their place, but they must coexist for harmony to endure." A flicker of intrigue crossed Archon's features, and for a moment the relentless certainty he clung to wavered. "And you, healer," he addressed Alara, curiosity threading through his words. "What wisdom do you bring?" Alara lifted her chin, the light of her magic blossoming with compassion. "Our greatest strength lies in healing," she answered softly. "In mending wounds both physical and of the spirit, building understanding where division would otherwise reign." Their words hung heavy in the air, the chamber itself feeling as though it pondered the choices laid before it. The swirling vortex reflected their collective radiance, yet it hesitated, waiting for the defining moment that would tip the scale between creation and chaos. Archon stood silent, the enormity of his choices rippling through the ether. They could see the internal struggle play out, the weight of legacy and the future wrapped in unspoken reflections. "Perhaps," he murmured, his voice faltering as he glimpsed the vision that Lyra, Marius, and Alara painted, a future where balance sustained life in all its myriad forms. With a deep breath, Archon extended his hand, resting it just above the swirling core of magic. "Perhaps it is time for us to dream anew," he conceded, the rigid lines of his demeanor softening into acceptance. As Archon's hand joined theirs, their powers converged, interweaving in an intricate dance of light and shadow. The vortex accepted their offering, resonating with the potential of a new chapter. The chamber thrummed with a symphony of creation, peace woven through every note, the Enchanted Halls bearing witness to the dawn of rebirth and renewal. Exhausted yet triumphant, Lyra, Marius, and Alara watched as the realm began reshaping into an equilibrium of possibility, the dawn of a world where the threads of destiny had been rewoven by courage, compassion, and trust. And thus, in the heart of the Enchanted Halls, a new story began, one of unity, transformation, and a light that no shadows could diminish.